Hey, welcome back to the exciting episode of today. We're trying to skip the theme of the inspirations of human power and whatnot. So let's do a reflection for 167, and I'll let Chris review his reflection title and we can talk about
Yeah, so this book is book 167 or Reflection 167.
what is.
It's called Mountains Beyond Mountains, The Quest of Dr. Paul Farmer, a man who would cure the world by the author Tracy Kidder. This is a biography of Paul Farmer's life with his help, though. Like he's still alive and he wrote it with the author,
It's a
you know.
biography, regardless
Okay.
of whether you're alive or you're dead. It's a biography. If someone writes it, if you write your own, then it's an autobiography. Most biography
Yeah.
are done when a person's alive because they go and they interview the person, say,
Right.
okay, tell me about your childhood, and the writer would start to gather the information and do that.
There you go.
To me, the biography of most famous people, right? It's harder to write because they have to go and collect all the notes that
Right.
whatever remnants of the notes and writings of that person and trying to replicate. But in a biography of somebody who's living, it's probably easy. Just go have dinner with them for a couple of hours a day for the next
Right.
6 months to a year, and you get everything. He'll tell you
Yeah.
everything about his life, about what he gone through. That's the easiest way. The hardest way, which is not very common, is to have a biography of somebody who is passed on and you didn't write it and you didn't ask the question.
Right. then
Um,
you're then you're like doing something about Shakespeare or something like that, and it's like,
correct.
centuries later. So yeah, okay, I'm with you. All right, so this is a biography about this guy who's named Paul Farmer. He's a doctor, and actually, I think he just passed away recently. But this
Okay.
guy is his life calling was to cure infectious diseases around the world and to bring modern medicine to those who need it the most. So most of his time he spent down in Haiti. Haiti is like where his true passion was. That's where he basically lived. He was a Harvard infectious disease doctor. So to keep his grants up and stuff like that, he would spend a certain portion of the year in Boston at Harvard, but most of the rest of the year he was usually traveling around to and lived in Haiti to run clinics and things like that to bring modern medicine practices to people that didn't have access to it. And he saved a lot of people's lives. So this particular reflection is about the power of purpose. So I will share my screen. Paul Farmer had a purpose from sun up to sundown. This guy was obsessed every single day of his life. I mean, that's all they thought about was like, how can I help people that need help with infectious disease around the world that doesn't have
Hmm.
access to these medical solutions? It didn't matter if it was the tiniest little dent or if it was a massive big thing. He was like, every single day, he was like, what can I do today? What can I do now? How can I help? I don't care if I got to go hike 5 miles up a hill to get to the most remote person in the middle of nowhere in Haiti. Like, I'm going to go do that. Like, these are the things that this guy did. He just did completely unscalable things. And that's what everybody used to make fun of him about, honestly, from the broader medical community was like, this guy's nuts. Like, the stuff that he does isn't possible for other people to do. He would go to just extreme lengths to help people in general, and that was his purpose. I mean, every single day, like that's all that he thought about, that's all he cared about, that's all that he did. So this book is really a biography following him, following his life, and the author literally followed him around the world and saw all the meetings that he went to, all the things that he was in, the time in the clinics when he was there, all the people that he was helping. Like he just observed this guy's life for a few years and wrote his biography and interviewed him along the way. But really, at the end of the day, every action that guy did had a purpose. I mean, and I'm not even joking. It was insane. He gave up his own family and his own children, and his own wife. Like he never saw them. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that this is the power that purpose has over us. And when you hear stories like Paul Farmer's, all I could ever think of was how incredibly powerful purpose can be to drive action. Purpose is just one of the most remarkable things in this earth. One of the most unique things I think that humans have. It's beavering, whatever you want to call it, purpose. Like it doesn't matter to me, but once purpose takes control of the wheel, once you know what your purpose is, it just makes decisions easy, right? A beaver doesn't wake up every single day and go, do I dam
Imagine that,
today?
Dan.
Paul Farmer had a purpose, and every
Right.
single day it was, I am here to cure infectious diseases for people that need help in countries that don't have access to this kind of stuff. I mean, these were basic things that he was doing, like blocking and tackling and stuff like that for what we think of in our world. But for these people, that these are like revolutionary things that, like of just antibiotics or vaccines, or, understanding what these diseases were and being able to give them actual, things to help them. Paul used to say he feels most alive when he was helping people. That's what purpose does. You feel you're most alive. And I went on for the rest of this reflection to kind of more talk about, I know how it feels, because I feel the most alive when I get to do this stuff, living for two with my daughter every single day and living my purpose every single day, which is the reflection that I wrote this morning, which was taking a run in the treadmill in the hotel that I'm at with Amelia. It's this conversation with you. It's the one-on-one that I just had with one of my employees, where I was just asking him about his life, and we were just going through a lot of the stuff, and we were talking about why he's here and what he wants to accomplish and what matters to him and how I can help him to get that. Like, these are the things for me that I imagine myself doing with my daughter, and that is my living my purpose, which is living for two, right? And that's when I feel most alive. That's when I feel the most energy. That's all that I think about, really, for the most part, when I wake up, is like, how can I continue to do the stuff that makes me feel the most alive, and things I can stay connected with my daughter with every single day. That's the power of purpose. It just gives you 100% direction as to where you want to go, and then it takes away all those other decisions. There's always another side of the coin to purpose. While it's great to know exactly what you want to do and how you want to do it every single day and guide your actions, it simplifies life a lot. There's a double-edged sword to purpose, in my opinion. I can't not do it either, because every single time that I think about not doing it, I think about my daughter dying in a hospital and, what she went through, and I can't not do it. Like, there is no choice. And I
mean, a
even know how to.
beaver must damn. I mean, if you're a beaver,
Yeah, I agree. But what I was getting at is, a lot of people's purpose comes from pain, and I don't know what a beaver's purpose comes from. I don't know if,
I
like,
think it comes
maybe
from
the
pains
first.
and anguish. Just because if you
Yeah,
don't do it, you
yeah.
think about human beings,
Excuse me.
right? If I tell you today, you need to stop breathing, what happened to you? What will happen to you if I tell you to stop breathing?
For forever.
Even for like 2 minutes, for
you
five
know,
minutes,
yeah. I mean,
you're
things
gonna
has
be in
happened.
pain. You're gonna be gasping for air. If I'm gonna put
Right,
a bag over your head and I'm gonna choke you from being able to breathe, you're gonna
right.
be in pain. To me, that's purpose. Purpose is what you had to do. You cannot stop it. You want to do
I agree.
this every moment of your life. You cannot stop. That is your purpose, but it feels good to breathe, don't you think?
It does, and then it also feels incredibly painful to not breathe.
Your purpose.
It's not that I want to stop. It's that, I guess what I was getting at with that point is, like, Paul had mentioned something similar himself to the author Tracy Kidder that was writing about him. Whenever he thinks about not flying around the world and helping people, giving up his own children at home and never
That's
seeing
not
his
him.
wife, he was like, all I think about is the mental images of those people that are suffering in the world that he wants to go help. And he's like, I can't not act. That was what I was bringing up.
I think that's a bad thing at all. That's my point. My point is not a bad thing, because if you have to breathe, you will breathe. If you
Yeah,
have to go around and do whatever that's you need to do to feel alive, you will do it. There's no one can judge you for being who you are. You cannot say, hey, you're a stupid beaver. You're just a rodent in the water. From an
right.
eagle's perspective, look at me. I have wings and I can fly and I have sharp talons and beaks, whatever. I'm the majestic eagle. Right? I can't be you. I
Right.
can't be that majestic eagle. I have to be me. It's not like, oh, I should have a family. I should have a wife. I should have whatever. I just can't do it. You think about it. I mean, it's just the nature of things. And it's not bad for the beaver to say, okay, that's just who I am. I have to do what I have to do. You do what you do, right? I can't do what you do. Regardless if the whole animal jungle tells me that the eagle is a king or the lion is a king or whatever, the fox is better. If I'm a beaver, I cannot be those things. And if
Right.
I try to be those things, I'm basically giving away my identity and be something else. The only thing I can do, the only thing result for me is I'm going to suffer more.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So you want him
Yeah,
to come back and be a good doctor like everybody else, right? He's going to be suffering in a miserable life. You're
I
telling
agree.
him not to breathe. You're telling fish to be out of the water. Why are you staying in the water? Come out the water and play with us. Look at us. We're better than you. Why
Right.
don't you get out the water and climb a tree like me? I'm a monkey, climb a tree like me. I can see everything. I can see, into the pond. Whatever that anyone can tell you, but it's not yours, regardless of how good it sounds, how good it may be, it's not you. It's not befitted for you. You're going to suffer.
Right.
telling you to not breathe. It is hard. I mean, think about it.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, I don't disagree at all. I mean, it.
I mean, to kill somebody by suffocating them is a violent death.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. You're right. You're spot on. The reason why I wrote the reflection title, "The Power of Purpose," because it's just incredibly powerful to push us forward.
It's the only thing that it drives you.
Right.
Purpose drives you. So the more you understand about the purpose, the easier the decision will be, because hey, I'm a
there
beaver.
Is no decision.
There is no decision, right?
Yeah.
That's the power of purpose. It's very, very powerful. It's magnitude powerful than we can ever imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. You hear this guy's life, right? And, as you're reading the story, and the stuff that he did was so not scalable, and it didn't make sense to anybody, right? And it's stuff that you're like, none of this, like, that's great, Paul. Keep flying to Haiti every single month of the year or whatever, and spending all your time down there and doing whatever you're doing. But you're never going to make a dent beyond whatever you're doing, because it's not scalable. That's what people would tell him. And, slowly but surely over time, like, that's the power of purpose. Like, if people start to go, oh, all right, like, you made a little headway here, you made a little headway there, like you did this here, you did that there, and you're like, I start to see it. When people finally start to see what you've been working on and what you've been doing, like, it usually comes a long, long time down the road where you're like, yeah, that's great. I appreciate the help, and I hope that this gets easier to be able to do my purpose more. And that's the compound effect of doing it every single day. But at the end of the day, people aren't supposed to understand your purpose. Like, eagles aren't supposed to look at beavers and go,
why are you doing that? Somebody else is. Do you understand why the sloth does what it does? Then why the beaver does what it does?
But here's the cool thing: is after years and years and years of the beavering, they have this beautiful dam that gets built up, right? And then all of a sudden these salmon
hey, thank
like,
you for the salmon, right?
Yeah. I see why you're beavering, yeah.
Oh, okay. But that's the thing is, if you listen to the voices of the masses, you would never have that beautiful dam. That when everybody tells him that he won't make much of an influence, of an impact on anything, what are you doing over there, right?
Just got to do it every day.
The thing is, to me, the thing is, I don't think he's suffering at all. I think he's having a blast.
Oh, I think
just for example, the beaver has to go and chop down all these things and swim and put all these things to create dam. That is a miserable life from the rabbit's perspective.
Yep.
What you think about it, for that animal's perspective, that is the most painful life from his perspective. But from the beaver perspective, it's the best life. You understand? Because you look at this doctor, everybody's judging him based on what? What is your point of reference for judging him? To say, well, that's not a good life. Who are you comparing to? That the beaver need to have a pride of beavers, and have a family knit group and go hunt together instead of building dams all day long. I mean, the beaver is useless. From what point of reference, from what point of perspective are you doing comparison?
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it from your own,
It's not even
from somebody else's perspective. I would say if you're questioning an eagle flying around and why they do what they do, then you probably don't have a purpose yourself. Because if you have a purpose yourself,
you wouldn't care about anybody else's purpose.
You go, I get it, fly, bro. Go do your thing. I'm not gonna ever encourage somebody to not live their purpose. If anything, I'm going to say, I get it. Just live it. Like, I don't get your purpose, but I get the idea of why you're doing what you're doing, and just go do it. Like, bird by bird, man. Take it a day at a time. Put one log in front of the other on the dam, and I'll check back in 10 years and see where you're at.
I mean, you're a tennis player, right? To other people, playing tennis is torture. It is what it is. To me, you can call me on this, but I'm telling you right now, what I see, my observation is asking people to read is a torture.
It really is.
Call me out if you want. I have to read this.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, it's funny when you recommend something to somebody that would actually help them, but like, that's when you know whether or not they're serious about it or not. When they're like, "Oh yeah,
it's torture." Right? It's torture for them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say this, but my own book that I wrote, right? Like, a lot of my best friends read it, and I appreciate them doing that. Some of the people that I would consider some of my closest friends haven't. Some of my own family members haven't. When I say family members, I mean like like my sister, you know, or something like that. And I'm not saying that she's a bad person. She has her own stuff that's going on, but like people always say they want to know about people's lives, right? Even when you spend a year of your life writing down a story for somebody to be able to understand, you know, and consume it at whatever pace they want to consume it at, you know, and they don't. And you're like, well, I mean, I know where I stand, you know, like, I mean, if you really cared about, like, you know, like you're right. It's like one of those things where if you truly want to learn something, like, I mean, there's ways to go do it. Like, and you're right. Learning is painful sometimes. And people,
The
you
point
know,
is that different
do it or
people
don't.
have different genetic makeup, and that makes them who they are. And you cannot be something else you're not made up of. It's
Yeah.
just going to be different, and you're not gonna like it. It just
Yeah.
depends on your makeup, your DNA. That makes who you are. You have to follow that path. That is being laid out for you. You don't get to choose it. You don't get to choose how you're being formed, what you're made up of. It's called the manifestations of your being. You have to manifest that for you to feel alive. You
Right.
cannot say, you know, because this and that, I'm going to judge people for doing something that's different from me. If you do that, right, for first of all, you don't understand it yourself. Because if you do understand purpose, your own purpose, you understand that, hey, I have my own purpose. That means that guy also has his purpose, whatever it is. I may not understand it, but I know that I have a purpose. That means he has his own purpose. So he does his thing, I does my thing. You know, I think in the grand scheme of thing, it's gonna be this ecosystem that we don't see until things are being erected and built, right? Because if the beaver don't dam, right, there's no dam, there's no beautiful pool for salmons to spawn, for bears to eat the salmon, for the bunch of other things that creates an ecosystem, maintaining the right amount of water for the trees and plants to grow, and whatever the trickle effect is. Because if the beaver doesn't do that, then there's probably like the eagle probably gonna die too. There's no
I mean,
rats. There's nothing for you to feed. So
we're all dependent
regardless,
on
if
each
you
other.
can't ask the beaver to be an eagle or a lion or something else.
Right. Not only can you not ask them to do that, you don't want them to. Like, I don't want anybody else to live my purpose because they don't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I don't want them to understand. Like, I mean, that's the whole point, is it's my burden, you know. I don't call it a burden, but
It's not a burden. To me, it's not a burden at all, because the thing is,
it's
like I say,
my
there's nothing bad about doing your purpose, because you will feel alive when you're doing your purpose. I
right.
like doing this. I like talking about all these things. I like reading. I like thinking. But I'm saying is there are a lot of people, and I see this a lot. When you give them something to think about, right, they get a headache.
Not only do they get a headache, they just run away.
I mean, why do they run away? Because it's painful for them to
it
even
is.
start to process it. Ask you, what is this problem? What do you think? It's like, oh shit, it's all goes to to the gutter, right?
Right.
Because that's the thing is, I like different things. They like different things, right? Further, they're more physical. Like I said, you're a tennis player. Other people look at you and say, hey, that's just too much work, too much of a exhaustive effort, physical effort for
I
whatever
mean, I
reason.
about marathoners. I'm like, I don't get it. Like ultra marathoners, I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, I don't get it. Like, like what's the point, And they're like, well, you don't get it. And that's fine. Like, like, and I don't want you to get it. Like, because that's theirs. But I agree with you. It is. I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about the words. It is what it is the past couple of days. I don't know why it's just stuck in my head. And I don't know. I feel like I've heard it multiple times, especially with like Luca and daycare and things that you and I've been talking about. I feel like it just keeps coming up over and over again, and it's driving me up the wall because it's like that's the anti-purpose,
Yeah,
statement.
but the
Like
thing is, between
it's
stimulus and
not
response,
supposed.
there's a freedom to choose. So, yeah, I mean, you can't control the negativity of the stimulus.
Yeah,
So you're gonna
but
have to say, well, I don't want to portray, nor do I,
it,
take the negativity to heart, because
I agree. It's more bewildering to me. It's more of a question that I can't get out of my head of like it's almost like an I can't imagine question, where it's like, why do we always say when we hear something bad, I can't imagine? It's like, why do we know when we hear something that isn't right? Like, and we say it is what it is, it's like, why do we just accept things that are,
but when you
okay?
say, we cannot have space travel, right? That's the way it is. Until some guys say,
We can't.
I'm stupid.
Right.
I'm stupid. I think I think it's possible. You look at the, I mean, we talked about this before. You look at the Wright brother, right? Human
Mm-hmm.
can't fly, but no one told him.
Right. Because he had a purpose. Going back to Jim Rohn's turn frustration into fascination. I feel like every time I hear that, there's people that are just denying their purpose. Somebody out there has a purpose to say it isn't what it is. Like it shouldn't be. And you know why? Because I care about it and I'm going to go fix it, like Paul Farmer did, or like what you and I are doing.
And that's essentially what we're doing here. That's what we're doing with company, because we think that that's not the way to suffer through life.
Yeah.
And that's why we say, look, for me to tell other people, hey, there is a better way, to me makes me feel good. That's my purpose, right?
Right. And we're going to find that
I don't think about it. I don't ask for anything in return for breathing. For me to imagine a day where I can say, hey, I can finally stop breathing. Say, I want to come breathing forever. This is how I see my purpose. It's like, it's not about whether or not, like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm suffering. If you are, then you're doing something that's not your purpose. I guarantee you this. Because for me, it's like I say, whatever I do, regardless how much I do it, I feel good and I love it. I want more of it. There's not enough of it. If you are at a point where you are in a pain or in a, kind of a feelings of uneasiness doing whatever you do, and you're yearning for the days for it to stop, it's not it. Go find something else. I guarantee you, if you, like I say, I mean, I don't know if I can put it any simpler than breathing. Imagine you stop breathing. Just hold your breath for like 5 minutes.
Right.
Or 3 minutes if you want. Or a minute if you like, right?
That's
torture.
Yeah. No, it's a really good analogy.
I don't want to stop breathing. Why would say, hey, I'm gonna do this podcast and I'm gonna do this for like, for 10 years and I'll stop. Or I'll do it for 100 years and I'll stop. Even you say I want to do this for 1,000 years and I'll stop. It's not it. You want to do something that never ends. And that is when you truly find your specific purpose.
It's an infinite game, right?
It's infinite. Infinite doesn't mean 1,000 years from now.
Right.
It's like, you think about it. If you have a choice and like not be, bar the sickness and the suffering that you have because of your failed, physicals, tell you to say, hey, you're gonna live from now until you're 50, and you're gonna voluntarily stop breathing. I have never seen anyone has voluntarily stop breathing whenever there isn't something that is bad happens to them.
Yeah. You could take that a step further with athletes when their careers end in whatever sport that they're in. They literally are like, they have their soul sucked out of them. I mean, everything comes to a crashing halt, and they're like, I mean, they want to commit suicide. A lot of them have committed suicide or killed themselves. When you take that stuff away from somebody, when they care that much about something,
but that's the thing. Is like I say, if you don't get to do your purpose, you will die. To me, that's like, I don't know if maybe I'm not.
No, I think it's a
missing something. It's like, if I don't get to breathe oxygen, I die, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and if somebody who committed suicide and get depressed, it is because they were forced or told to do something. It's like taking fish out of water. Whoever it is, like whatever that you do, and if you feel depressed in your life, that's not for you. You gotta find your purpose. You will feel alive. You wanna live forever. Right. Whoever doesn't want to live forever is being forced to do something they don't want to do.
A lot of times you find that though when you're in your most painful moments though too. Like, I mean, because
why do you think? Because you get to the point where
so much.
That's why pain 80% of the time gives you the eureka moment and say, hey, I'm gonna wake up. It's because you get to the point where they put you to the point where you're gonna have to pivot. And this is where pain gives you, because they put you in a corner, right? And they beat you up to the point where your threshold starts to trigger. Say, you look at life. Yeah, at first, a few things here, I can take it. But to the point where you start breaking and say, I fucking hate this. This is when you say, I'm going to look for another alternative. This is why pain gives you more opportunity To find your purpose is because when you're pushed to the point where you don't want it anymore, there's no more you can take. This is when you say, okay, let's stop taking it and start looking for something else. That's why pain drives a lot of the purpose. But like I said before, it's 80%, but that means that's the only thing that drives purpose.
100%. What you just were talking about is from that book, Think Like a Monk, Train Your Mind for Peace and Purpose Every Day. One of the things that stuck out to me in that book was serve the pain you know best. If you don't know where to start, trying to figure out your purpose, just serve the pain you know best, like what hurts the most, and figure out how to serve that pain until it turns into purpose.
So pain is going to give you the answer, but that's not the answer. Pain just basically forces you to look for answers.
Exactly.
And when you start looking for it, you find it. So for me, instead of looking for your pain, look for something that is going to give you the feeling alive feeling.
Right. I agree with you. And you could that everybody already has that already right now. I mean, I guarantee you, if anybody spent any 5 minutes of time and you just ask them, what are the things you love to do the most? They'll tell you. Like, I mean,
they don't know.
They know the things they love to do. They don't know why they love to do those things. Like,
exactly. They don't really know.
No, they don't really know.
My point is they don't really know, because this is what I've observed. A lot of people don't take the time to ask themselves who they are and what they want to be and what they want to do. They're being told by the parents, by society, by your friends, by the TV, by the media, oh, you should be like this. You should do that. You should do this. This is what I see is a problem. Most of the people have never took the time to ask themselves those simple questions. That's the reason why they don't know. When you ask them, what do you like to do? Yeah, I like talking to friends. That's not really it. They just say, well, whatever comes to mind. They never thought about it. Like, for example, if you go out there and ask people, okay, tell me your top 5 core values. Who can give you that? Not very many. That's my point. If you never ask yourself what your core values are, how can you tell? Oh, I'm hardworking. Where did I get that from? Or some TV.
Right.
Grits. Some fucking people say, hey, you should go work in my salt mine and mine these things for me so I can make rich. Those are the people who told you that grit, hardworking is the value, because it benefits that person. Because you go work in my salt mine, you're making me money. I'm just sitting here and counting money. That's why I'm telling you that. That's why I say you never thought about it. Because the guy who thought about it said, well, if I tell him, to have like hardworking, it's going to make him money, whatever. Well, it's actually making me money.
Right.
So a lot of people are using their influence and power to tell you to be like this or like that and the other, is to benefit themselves, not to benefit you. Why would I tell you something to benefit you?
That's a great question.
One reason
to serve
something that benefits you is because it also benefits me. The point is still, it has to benefit me. If it benefits you, no big deal. If it doesn't have to benefit you, I don't care. As long as it benefits me. This is how we're made, okay?
Yep.
So no one's going to tell you, hey, you got to be a good listener. You got to be humble. You got to be blah, blah, blah. The second thing is they're telling you to be something based on what? Based on somebody else's. You should be like, maybe you should be like a fish or something. I tell you to be a fish so you can swim and I can eat you, right? That means that I'm just taking something arbitrary from something I saw. It has no connections to why you need to be like that. If I tell you, hey, you got to be a good leader. Hey, you got to be a good listener. Hey, you got to be a servant leader, right? Hey, you got to be this humble. You got to be honest. You got to be radical candor. All this stupid shit, right? If it matches you, it's shit. You're asking a monkey to swim in the ocean, like under the water.
Right.
You're asking me not to breathe oxygen. You're asking the plants not to take in CO2.
You're asking Chris to not talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's there's like I said, the title of the reflection is on the power of purpose.
And it's very powerful.
And it's also very powerful if you don't have it too. Like, because I mean, other people's.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. You can spiral up or you can spiral down. Because if you do things that is who you are and what you do, it's going to make your life better. You're going to enjoy your life more. It's going to go one thing. You get better at it. Like you like tennis, right? And you play. Well, when you start to play, you exercise more, you train more. Well, your body gets better. You play better tennis. You do more. You get healthier. Spiral up. If you do something that spiral down, well, if you do something you don't want to do, it's gonna. When you're talking about, I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping, so I can't do more work, and then my health, and I can't sleep even more. I can't sleep even if I try to, because my body is kicking me, wake me up because it's painful. Yeah. Like it have all these aches and pain, and I can't sleep anymore. And then I sleep less. Well, it actually caused my pain to get worse, and then I sleep less because you think about it, it just spiral down, spiral up, or spiral down. So I agree. You got to find your purpose, so it spiral up. If you don't find it, it's going to spiral down.
Agreed. I mean, it's really powerful. It's probably the most powerful thing that we have at our disposal.
To me, that's the only thing. I mean, to me, I've learned that I cannot deny who I am. I cannot, because that's just being stupid.
I agree. I mean, I've been thinking about this a lot, actually, because I have a lot of friends that are in the LGBTQ community in general. And, you always heard for years and years, they're like, I just felt like I couldn't be the person that I felt on the inside, on the outside. And when they do finally share that with the world, they feel liberated, and it feels energized, and it feels good. It feels like they're being themselves, I mean, like that, there's not a more perfect example of exactly what we're talking about. Like, if true can't be true, whatever that is, like, then it just kills.
When you say true can't be true, you're asking me not to breathe.
Yeah. I mean,
like me, Chris, asking Chris not to breathe.
I mean, it puts everything in a different perspective, when people are forced to not be themselves. And that's what we're trying to change with Clubbany.
That's the worst things in the world.
That's our mission. That's our purpose for Clubbany, is to give people a forum to know who they are and to do it on purpose, and have businesses with a heart behind it, not a commerce-driven exercise or an outcome-driven exercise.
I mean, to live in a society, commerce is part of life. The purpose of Clubbany is to build people who are aware of their purpose.
Right.
And because you're aware of purpose, whatever you do has to value somebody, and all you have to do is exchange those values. Because if somebody really grows potatoes, and somebody has a grinder of potatoes, right? They get, hey, you grind some of my potatoes, I give you some potatoes. I mean, whatever it is, there's no such thing as non-valuable effort. Any effort is going to be valuable to somebody somewhere at some point.
I just finished this book yesterday. It was called Conscious Business. You should really check it out. It was really good. The book's called Building Values Through Values. And I really enjoyed it because it's very much in line with what we're trying to do. I think we're already there, but I did find some new little nuggets in there that I personally really enjoyed. And I figured I'd share with you because it's a really good book. It was interesting. Yeah. That said, though, I probably need to get going, actually, because I got a few other things to do before this meeting. But unfortunately, I have to go run for a train. But it's okay. I like this train. So this train aligns with my purpose, and that's good. Any final thoughts for the day?
It's like, your purpose is like that.
Yeah, it sucks. So
exactly.
I agree. So the question we can leave for everybody is, what are you doing when you feel the most alive in this world? Go dissect that, go chop that up to its bits and tiny pieces, and figure out what the essence of that is, and go do it on purpose. So thanks for joining, and we will see you all here again soon.
All right. Sounds good. See ya.